Did you know that Auntie Dottie, Mommy Pig's sister, might actually be an evil and jealous sister? Every family has its secrets, even the pig family. Auntie Dottie was first mentioned in the show in the 4th season when she sends a gift to Peppa and George, and she only really appears for the first time in the 8th season. Isn't it strange that she has so little contact with her own sister's family? The feud would have happened after Daddy Pig chose Mommy Pig over Auntie Dottie. He would have met Auntie Dottie first, since both of them are older than Peppa's mom and could have easily become friends, and she would have fallen in love with him. But later, Daddy Pig ended up being more interested in Mommy Pig and left Auntie Dottie aside, filled with envy. It's very common for there to be a certain level of competition between siblings, so all of this made the two of them have a really bad fight. And what about you? Do you argue a lot with your siblings? Tell us in the comments a story about a time when you fought. After this fight, even Peppa's grandparents would have taken Mommy Pig's side. This led them to either kick Auntie Dottie out of the house when she was still very young, or made her leave on her own, going to live in the United States to stay far away from the family. The fight was so ugly that even when the Pig family traveled to the country, they didn't go to visit Auntie Dottie. But we'll take a closer look at that a little later. Don't believe in this theory? Then grab your family album and get ready to see all the evidence. Another zigzag video is about to begin. In the episode where Peppa and George go to sleep at their grandparents' house, Grandma Pig shows them the room that used to belong to Mommy Pig. Did you know that in many cultures, it's very common for parents to leave their children's rooms just the way they were before they left home? But during this little tour of the house, Grandma Pig doesn't say anything about Auntie Dottie, and we don't see anything of hers. Not even a picture. In another episode that takes place at Peppa's grandparents' house, when they go up to the attic, once again we don't see anything about Auntie Dottie anywhere in the house. Isn't it strange that there isn't a single trace of one of their daughters in her parents' home? I bet in your parents' house there's at least one picture of you sitting on some piece of furniture. Spending so much time without mentioning their other daughter is at the very least suspicious. Maybe you're thinking that you've seen something like this before. That's because this whole situation is very similar to the movie Encanto, where we even get that famous song, "We Don't Talk About Bruno," which became such a hit and shows how he was isolated from the rest of the family. And just like in Encanto, something very bad must have happened to drive Auntie Dottie away from her family. Maybe all of her belongings are stored away in the attic along with that pile of boxes they find there. And Peppa's grandparents just say they're old things, as if they didn't have much importance at all. Those things in the attic are just as old as the fight between Auntie Dottie and her family. But this lack of memories of her in Peppa's grandparents' house isn't the only proof that she hasn't seen them in a very long time. Another piece of proof that Auntie Dottie hasn't had contact with the family in many years comes in the Thanksgiving episode. Right when she arrives at the Pig family's house, she tells Peppa that the last time she saw her was when Peppa was just a baby. But Peppa is already 4 years old, which also means she doesn't even know George. But on top of that, we also see that Auntie Dottie has an American accent, not the British accent that the rest of the Pig family has. This shows that she left England a long time ago, most likely when she was a teenager, since it's very rare for adults to lose their native accent. Do you have a relative who lives very far away and only shows up every once in a while? Comment #Dottie in the comments and tell us about that relative. In the episode where Peppa and George go to visit Daddy Pig at work, you can see that there is a photo on his desk. The first thing you might think is that it is a photo of Peppa and George, right? But if you stop to think a little more, you will see that it is not. The photo is in black and white, which shows that it is an old photo. On top of that, the little pig in the photo is wearing a polka dot dress. Auntie Dottie only ever wears polka dot dresses. It can only be a photo of Auntie Dottie with Daddy Pig in their childhood. That makes us wonder if they might not have been boyfriend and girlfriend one day. After all, why would he have a picture of himself and his sister-in-law from when they were children? And speaking of children, we know that not every toy is good for very young kids, right? Well, take a look at the present Auntie Dottie sent to Peppa and George. In the episode Horsey Twinkletoes, Auntie Dottie is mentioned for the very first time in the whole show. This happens when she sends a present to Peppa and George. Mommy Pig comments that Auntie Dottie lives very far away in another country. Little by little, they start putting the present together and discover that it is a toy horse with wheels, one of those that kids can ride, you know? But Auntie Dottie knows that Peppa's town is full of hills and very steep slopes. Anyone could imagine that it would be dangerous for children to use a toy like that in such a place. And Daddy Pig himself proves it when he mounts the toy and goes rolling downhill really fast until he falls into a very deep puddle. So deep that it reaches his belly while he is standing inside it. Just imagine if it had been little George who fell into the puddle. He could have drowned. It could have turned into a tragedy, don't you think? But if Auntie Dottie was once in love with Daddy Pig, that would explain why she does not like his children, since they are a reminder of the family she could have had if she had been the one chosen. And all of that resentment becomes even clearer when Auntie Dottie finally shows up to visit the family. Still in the Thanksgiving episode, right at the beginning, we see that Peppa's family is thinking about going out to buy food, meaning they were not expecting anyone to arrive. Otherwise, they would have gotten prepared. When Auntie Dottie calls Mommy Pig and tells her she is coming over, you can clearly see that she is not that happy with the news. She only says it's Auntie Dottie and nothing else. If you had not seen your sister for so many years and really liked her, you would at least say something like, "I missed you so much," don't you think? Not even their parents are excited. When Mommy Pig calls Grandpa and Grandma Pig, they only say an "oh" and nothing more. Don't you find it strange that they would react that way after hearing that the daughter they have not seen in so long is visiting? And Auntie Dottie seems to notice that they are not so thrilled, because when Peppa asks what Thanksgiving is, since the holiday does not exist in England, she answers that it is a wonderful time of the year when families come together. And why don't you join all the fans of our channel and subscribe too? Just click the button and sign up. In the 9th season, Peppa's family travels to the United States when they win a free trip. They arrive in New York City and go by trailer all the way to Hollywood, which is on the other side of the country. Peppa and her family cross the United States, passing through several states and cities, and at no point do they visit Auntie Dottie. Come on, it would be normal for them to visit their aunt since they are in the country where she lives, right? Going back once again to the Thanksgiving episode, Auntie Dottie arrives already wanting to impose the celebration of a holiday that they do not even celebrate in England, and they have to buy food to make the Thanksgiving dinner. But who does she end up going to the market with? Daddy Pig. If you had not seen your sister for so many years, wouldn't it be normal to want to spend more time with her when you finally get the chance? The theory that makes the most sense comes when we stop to really think about Daddy Pig himself. Come on, think about it. The guy is super clumsy. He cannot even put together a shelf properly. He is always being made fun of in front of everyone, and he does not command any respect at all. Not even inside his own house with his own daughter. An evil person is usually, at the very least, intelligent. So Auntie Dottie definitely would not want anything to do with such a big loser like him, which honestly is a good thing, since Mommy Pig has a heart of gold with room for all kinds of people, even for a sister as terrible as Dottie. But what about you? Did you think this theory about the evil Auntie Dottie makes sense?